Good afternoon, YouTubers. Well, I did manage to find a replacement chin strap for my German helmet, the German Kevlar helmet, the M92, I think they're called, or the B826, whatever. Anyway, it came with another helmet actually, which had a much newer shell on it with German markings and things inside, and the new liner. So that this new helmet is virtually brand new. I mean, you can see very slight signs of wear, but I mean, I kept the original DPM stretchy cover for it because it's designed custom built to fit. So I've replaced most of my helmet with a newer helmet, which is much nicer, more snug fitting. So I've got a spare helmet with another different German cover on it, which is I'll sell. Quite happy to sell if anybody wants it. Just let me know. Just drop me a message and say, "Oh, I'm interested." But don't forget, it's one of those restricted items. You know, you can't just post it to America. I could get it to the UK. I could probably take it into Jib and post it from there, and that would probably be okay going to the UK. But these rules these people make up just to make our lives harder, honestly. It's not like we're arms dealers, is it, or anything like that, you know. We're just collectors of stuff. Anyway, so I'm really pleased with that. My new German Kevlar helmet, really pleased with it. And the other thing I'm really pleased with is the sights, the red dot sights. And like I said, this is a Chinese £20 sight that came all the way from China, and they are fantastic, honestly. You know, how much better are the good ones? You know, if you were to spend £100, for example, on a sight, I mean, how much better could it be? Because this is spot on at 20 quid, 20 euros, you know, and you get it's just, I've got the cover on it at the moment. But what a cracking thing. I mean, I can't believe I've gone all these years without one. They're brilliant. I mean, I'm old school. I'm an Ironside man. Grew up with Ironsides and everything, but that is wicked. I mean, that is absolutely wicked. You think, wow, fantastic. A must for any air rifle, I would say, because you're not shooting at a range where you need a telescopic sight, are you? If your eyes are that bad, you need a telescopic sight. You shouldn't be shooting, really. Goodness knows what you'll start shooting at. No, I'm being facetious. I know, but you know, this is a 177 air rifle. Okay, so I'm not going to shoot things more than 100 yards away, am I? And that red dot is bang on. It's really good. I mean, 20-30 yards, no problem at all with this. Fantastic. What a great sight. I mean, I'm completely gobsmacked. I'm converted completely to the red dot sights. I think they're fantastic. What a genius invented that. And that's just my opinion. I'm not the expert on red dots, and I'm telling you all about red dots because I'm not. I've just bought my third red dot sight. It's not here yet. That's the problem with things from China. You've got to wait a while, about a month, for them to get here. They've got to dodge the Houthi rebels, haven't they, as they turn the bend and go into the Red Sea. But as long as it gets past the Houthi rebels without getting blown up, I should have it within a month, and I'll have it on my target pistol, and I'll be banging away again at 10 yards in my garden, because that's what I do. It's great fun. And I was talking to some guy the other day about the airborne parachute invasion. It's a new channel I've tuned into, and he's doing videos on Malta at the moment. And I thought to myself, oh. And he was saying that the Germans, you know, they would have done a parachute invasion of Malta, but they lost too many men. And I said, well, I left the comments because I've been to Crete, I've been to Malum, where the the Germans did the largest parachute invasion in history, didn't they? And they had really, really heavy casualties. They lost a lot of men because the British were held up. There was about 5 airfields in those days. There isn't anymore. Malham is still military. It's at the top coastline, right on the far left end. That's where Malham is. But there's others. There was Charnia, Heraklion, and there was a few. There's about 5, and the British were there with limited manpower, and they had lots of twin Vickers, machine guns, and that sort of thing, anti-aircraft fire. So the idea of the German paratroopers was they were going to drop them on the airfields to take the airfield, so the Germans could then fly in with planes and equipment and men and you name it, and they'd take the island of Crete. That was the plan. Anyway, they dropped all these paratroopers on the actual airfields, and I said, well, that was their big mistake, because the anti-aircraft gunners there just mowed them out of the sky. They were dead before they hit the ground, most of them. And if they weren't dead when they got to the ground, they were on an airfield which is flat and exposed. You know, I said, if they'd have dropped all those German paratroopers in the hills, a couple of miles south of the airfields, they could have regrouped, and the British would have legged it a lot quicker, I think, than they did, because they legged it anyway. Because they did manage to capture one airport, with the one at Malham. That was the one that they captured. They got wiped out in all the other 4, and they did manage to get that one, and then they got the transport aircraft in, and they massed their strength, and the British just legged it. They legged it over the top of Crete, down valley, and they on ships, and they were away. And the Germans took Crete. I mean, that's how it happened. But they all put it down as a big mistake. They said, "Oh, airborne's not a good thing." No, it's not a good thing if you drop them in a really bad place. All right, the objective was to capture the airfield, but you should get yourself down, get all your kit together, regroup, and then make a plan for attacking the airfield. Because there's only a handful of men there, British men, manning the anti-aircraft guns, and you think, well, they've got a lot of German paratroopers sneaking up on them now from the south. They're going to go, gone. And that's exactly what they did anyway. But they would have done it sooner. So it would have been a much bigger success with a lot less casualties, I think. That's my synopsis on the entire operation. But I've been there, and I've been up on the hill to the south as well. That's where the German cemetery is, and looking down, I just thought it would have been so much easier to drop the men up here. All right, you got a few more hazards, you know, when you landed on a hillside rather than on a nice flat piece of ground, but you haven't got people shooting at you, which is a bit more of a hazard, I would have thought. So yeah, that's definitely what I would have done. It's the same with the invasion of Malta. If we're going to invade Malta, they should be dropping their troops away from anti-aircraft guns, where they're going to get massacred before they get down. You just drop them near the airfield, near the objective, but out of gun range. Drop them there by the thousands, and they just pour on into the airfield and take it. And that's what soldiers do. Don't forget, paratroopers are infantry soldiers, and they're on the ground. That's where they work best. They don't, floating in down from the sky that's not a fighting position. They can't be shooting guns and things. Coming down, that doesn't happen. Well, it didn't happen in those days anyway. They had to get down, sort themselves out, group up, and then go for the plan, whatever the plan was, the objective, in which case was taking airfields, but it wouldn't be hard once you were down and in position, and that's what they would have done. Now look at Operation Market Garden, which I think was a bit of a... It was quite a good idea, but the last bridge over the Rhine into Germany was not Arnhem, actually. If you look at the map, it's not Arnhem Bridge, is it? Not at all. That gets you into Holland. It doesn't get you into Germany. You've got to go further down the Rhine to get a bridge to go into Germany. And if you captured Arnhem Bridge in the first place, they've still got to turn right to go into Germany, and there's another river and another bridge to take. So it wasn't a good plan. They told me it was a plan designed to capture the last bridge over the Rhine into Germany, so the war would be over by Christmas, and that's how the film started, and that was a complete load of bollocks.